Today, I'll be talking about self-sabotaging. I believe it's something that as a young adult, you have to heal from your previous experience, whatever the case may be. Either it's betrayal, either it's fear of failure or fear of success, whatever negative self-esteem issues, whatever it's jealousy, impulsiveness, trust issue, whatever the case may be, you have to go on a healing journey so that when you get into a healthy relationship, you are able to function healthily in that relationship. If you quick Google what is self-sabotaging in a relationship, it just means engaging in behavior, either conscious or subconscious, that leads to the end of the relationship. Now, I'm not saying like all the previous relationship that end, you are responsible for it, but I want you to take a step back and think, what is my participation in the end of the relationship? What did I do? What did I contribute? Was my red flag? What's my weakness? What did I have to work on to make sure this issue does not repeat itself? What I would, if my partner, my ex-partner, or my ex, if they have the opportunity to tell me honestly how they see me, what would the answer be? So the case study I'll be using for self-sabotaging today is going to be Samson, strongest man in the Bible, very strong. But because of his that, I think sometimes we go into our head. Young adults in this modern age, we think we are indestructible as well. So many safety issues and all that stuff. We have short-sightedness. We are very picky. So many different issues that's not good for a relationship. And if you read the Bible, you know that there are a list of people. See that Judas Maccabeus for 30 pieces of silver. I know Satan will enter him, but it's still something. Samson, despite his strength, weakness for women, this man loved ladies. And I'm saying, not to throw ladies under the bus, but men, be careful who you get involved with. It's as simple as that. Female, also be careful who you get involved with all this trauma going on right now. Story of Samson is in Judges, but the weakness of Samson is in Judges chapter 16. I'm going to read a little bit of it for you. But before I read that, the temptation and all his disregard for so many different things just create problem. And it's just very fascinating to me. At least Samson broke the sun, at least Lot's wife. Man, all you have to do is don't look back. And you have to look back just to see. And then you're destroyed. Disobedience is not stuff. That is one of the reasons when you ask people advice and all that stuff, you have to make sure you know the advice you're taking. You have to be sensible in what you're doing as well. The biblical characters in this shows their behavior, self-sabotaging behavior through impulsiveness, betrayal, disobedience, succumbs to your weaknesses. That's why you have to know your weaknesses so that you can be better. You can work to improve yourself. This experience is just to show how importance of self-awareness and obedience and faithfulness is key. You have to be very, very aware the way you are around certain things. So, and another example is Lot. Lot, impulsiveness and short-sightedness. You are selling your birthright for courage. Man, I don't think you're going to die. Let's move on and ask this question. Are you prudent, which is future thinking in your action and thoughts? In what area in your life are you short-sighted? In what area? Is it in your relationship? Is it in your career? In what area? And if you know that area, what are you doing about it? Samson, in the case study, one of the things you want to think about is the way even after the woman asks him multiple times, why is that enemy? Because you can only know how you love someone, you don't know how to love you. She keep asking you, and every single time she asks you, there is always someone to test if what you're saying is true. That is why discernment is very important. And what is discernment? The ability to recognize and separate what is true from, like, you're just, what is right from wrong. Discernment is very important. It's very critical for you to be able to differentiate what is right for you and what is not good for you. It's as simple as that. Not everything is good for you. Because it comes in good package, it's not for you. It said right here, I'll read this through Judges chapter 16. She pressured him day after day with words and pleaded with him. He was annoyed to death. If you are annoyed if someone is that level that they have mocked you, say multiple times, and every single time they test you, there is always someone there. Test if what you're saying is true. Run. Male or females, run. Then he told her the truth. Then after that, he realized Delilah comes and called the Philistines. They tell the truth. They come, they get him. You don't want to fall victims to the enemy tactics just because of your emotion. Do not allow your emotion to cloud your judgment in what you are doing. Your action in your life is very important, and you have to know, do not be overconfident, disregard the consequence of your action. Because he even said in I believe in Corinthians, like, he who thinks is standing should be careful so that he does not fall. How do you manage self-sabotaging behavior? First and first, you want to seek God. Because when you seek God, you are able to understand and get understanding about your life. You want to know more about yourself. While you're knowing more about yourself, you are examining yourself. While you're examining yourself, you examine your heart. You renew your mind. He said in Second Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Test and evaluate yourself to see whether you are in the faith and living your life as committed believer. Examine yourself, not me. Or do you not recognize this about yourself as an ongoing experience that Jesus Christ is in you until indeed you fail the test and are rejected as a counterfeit? You don't want to be rejected as a counterfeit by the end. So you want to constantly examine yourself so that you stand in the faith. You stand worthy. That is why you want to examine yourself in as you move along. While you are examining your heart, you are examining yourself. While you are examining yourself, you are renewing your mind and share away all those bad things, the thing that is not meant for you. Because you remember, when you self-improve, you are improving in what God wants for you, because you are not doing it in your own understanding. You're doing it in the understanding you get from God. You're doing it in the wisdom you get from God. In James chapter 1, anyone that lack wisdom has from God. If you lack knowledge, that's from God. If you lack understanding, it's from God. So when you are asking God, you are asking God to help you direct and help you improve, and you grow more in the knowledge of Jesus, and you grow more in the knowledge of yourself. And as you're growing, the fruit of the Spirit is coming out, which is love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, and all these are forbearance. So this will reflect and attract when you are the light, your light will shine and will attract what is meant for you, because you won't light your light and put it underneath. And while you're doing all that stuff, you are holding yourself accountable, because iron sharpens iron. So the people you have around you that help you grow in the right direction will help you uh, be accountable. Because if you do something wrong, they'll be able to tell you, like, oh, hey, bro, hey, sis, what you're doing is wrong. That is why you have to, he said, right, bad company corrupt characters. So that means if you are in a bad company, you will get negatively influenced, and you will be corrupted. So that is why you have to be mindful of the association or have around yourself. So I asked, when was the last time you self-examined? Very necessary to introspective and self-examination, self-assessment in your faith as well in your relationship. While addressing this, you have to be aware of your action. You have to identify the root cause. If it's like maybe you've seen so many bad relationships in your life, and you are now like, oh, I meant it's not meant for me. So when you see one, you don't know how to handle it. So you self-sabotage it. Personal accountability. Examine your self-examination is encouraged. You're taking responsibility of your own action. Who else is going to take a responsibility for your action? You're going to blame your mama, or you're going to blame any someone that is not there. Even if they give you advice, you took the advice and run with it to begin with. So it's your action. You have to be responsible for it, and you have to be accountable for it. Opportunities to grow and change. When you go through self-examination and all this stuff, you are able to analyze, okay, apologize and grow and ask God to help you grow better. It said in Jeremiah chapter 17, our heart is deceitful and profoundly trouble. Who can know it? So many different things is going on in your heart. That is why he said in Proverbs, I believe, chapter 4, chapter 3, he said, you have to guide your heart with diligence. And you don't want to be a lukewarm in whatever you do. So you want to guide your heart diligently so that the issue of life that is flowing out of it does not, you does not affect or create a situation where you destroy your own happiness. Because that's what self-sabotaging is. You are actively destroying your own happiness, your own success, your own upliftment, your own opportunity, whatever the case may be. You may have legitimate excuse, maybe it's your fear of failure, fear of success. You don't know how to handle pressure. You don't know, but it's up to you. It's up to you. You are the one that's going to have to hold yourself responsible. Prayerfully tackle the issues that you don't know. And you know the funny part of it is first Peter chapter 5, it said the enemy is like a roaring lion looking for whom to devour. So the enemy is constantly looking for when you're at your weakest moment to destroy you. And if Ephesians chapter 6 as well, so many tactics and strategies that the enemy is using. Today you use what you see, tomorrow is what you hear. So many different tactics that the enemy is going to use. But it's your responsibility to find a way to navigate, to grow in God so that you can achieve what you desire. Self reflection, self accountability, and self analyze. You have to self assessment. You have to assess yourself, assess your growth, examine yourself, prayerfully tackle your life. That's the way that I know that can help you grow and achieve whatever, because God wants the best for you. God can bless you. God wants to bless you. But you have to walk with God. You don't want the enemy. You don't want to be helping the enemy to destroy your success. In that note, thank you and have a wonderful day.